back. Today marks the start of the Lunar New Year, and what better way to kick off the festivities than with a big feed in the kitchen. Eva Powell from Asia Market has brought the goods this morning. Good morning to you.
Happy New Year again. Thank you very much.
It's good to be able to say Happy New Year in February. Anyway, what are you making for us?
So we're making a steamed fish dish with some ginger and scallion. And there is a reason why I make this, making this dish today, because for your Lunar New Year feast, you usually have many, many dishes. And fish is included. And there's a reason why. So there's a Chinese saying that goes, 年年有余. And it means like every year you'll have plentiful and more. And so that yu sounds the same as fish, which is why in Lunar New Year banquets, you usually have a fish dish.
Okay.
And so that's why we're starting off with this fish dish.
Okay. And we're steaming, so...
Yes. So I love bamboo steamers. They, you can just like, if you have one more person or two more people, you just stack it up, You don't know how many people are coming for dinner, do you?
Just in case, always prepare for one more.
So I have like an 8-inch kind of a steamer here. I've kind of added in a little kind of parchment paper. Yeah. And then what you do is, to add a bit of flavour into your fish, you kind of line the base with some scallion. All right. And then, so it kind of infuses the flavour of the scallion and the ginger into the fish.
So there's a little bit of preparing that needs to be done.
Yeah, a bit of chopping.
Just a little bit of chopping,
julienning. Exactly. Yeah. And so I have that on the base, and then I'm just going to add the fish on top of it so that it lightly, gently infuses it.
So what fish have you chosen?
I've chosen haddock. Okay. You can go for cod. I prefer using kind of white fish. Mm-hmm. And so that is done. And then you add a little bit of white pepper to it as well. Sometimes it just adds a little bit of flavour to it. And then I'm going to add some of the veg into the bottom. So it's almost like a one-pan all cook. You have it all
Less
done.
washing up the better.
Exactly. So I'm just going to add some veg into the bottom. And then I'm going to place the fish on top. I've got it boiling, and then lid on. And then you let it steam. So depending on the thickness of your fish, this takes about 4 or 5 minutes. And I have one done
here. Beautiful. Can I just ask, the water underneath, does that have to be boiling or simmering?
Simmering.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You don't want it to be too kind of boiling.
You want it to take its time a little bit.
So I have some steamed veg already cooked with some fish. And
literally, you see, we overcook our fish so much. This only takes a few minutes.
Literally, I just put it on there like a few minutes ago. So now I'm going to kind of heat up some oil here. And while that's heating up, I'm just going to plate up.
Okay.
So I'm going to add some steamed rice into the bowl. And then I'm going to, for the fish, right, you want to add some kind of chopped scallion onto the top of it. And then you want to heat up your oil to make your sauce. And into the hot oil, we're going to add a bit of ginger. So chopped ginger. But you want to take it off the heat and then add in your ginger.
Why are you taking it off the heat?
You don't want it to be... You see, a lot of people, would actually use some of the... you don't want it to overcook the ginger at all. So you're just kind of adding this. Heated.
Literally seconds.
Yeah, a lot of usually what I do is you actually put on the ginger just on top, and then you pour the hot oil over.
Okay.
So the hot oil just lightly cooks the ginger and the scallion, and that's what you use. But I actually like to add it into the oil.
Okay.
And then the last thing, which is one of the coolest things, is like this. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's like a seasoned soy sauce. I better take this off the heat. Okay. Seasoned soy sauce. So it's especially for like steamed fish and seafood. So it's kind of like, it's less salty than your normal soy sauce, and it's kind of like seasoned with like a bit of sugar and everything. So it works really well poured over your steamed fish. So instead of just your soy sauce, a lot of, Asian people would use this soy sauce because it's already...
Oh, so it's a couple of tablespoons?
Yeah.
Thanks.
And then we are ready.
We are ready. Okay, well, as we're getting set to plate up, there's a couple of things, because it is Lunar New Year, Chinese New Year.
Yes.
There's a lot of celebrating going on, and they're going to go on for a few weeks.
So excited. It's like 2-week celebration.
So what have you got lined up?
Well, it's going to kick off tomorrow with festivities on Drury Street and Capel Street. And it's going to be like the street stalls, the street performances. And it's really special this year because we've brought in a troupe from Beijing and Chengdu from China. And there is like this sugar painting, and it's really intricate. They melt sugar and then they make really lovely animal designs, and it's on a stick, and then you can kind of walk around with it. It's very decorative. It's a real skillful thing. And then we have this Beijing kind of Szechuan face-changing opera. And so they have like lots of face masks, and then they're constantly just changing the masks.
Yeah.
And so that's going to be on the street with a lot of like authentic kind of dancing. And so that's going to be tomorrow. Let alone there's going to be a 10-metre long dragon on the street. Just to be...
Well, it's the year of the dragon.
I know, so that's why. And there's going to be line dances, so that's going to be amazing. So it's on Drury Street, Capel Street, 10 to 5 tomorrow. And then, in 2 weeks, we'll also have Feast of the Food Trucks. So in our Ballymount store in Dublin 12, there's going to be 10 plus food trucks, and they're going to be all lined up, ready, waiting for you guys to come. And there's going to be lots of like authentic food, Thai, Korean, Chinese. So it'll be a great celebration. And we've actually built like a whole sea of lanterns next to, like in Ballymount.
Yeah.
So all the food trucks are going to be under the lanterns.
Wow.
So you're kind of dining under the lanterns.
Actually sounds quite romantic.
Doesn't it?
Yeah, it does sound quite romantic.
Might go there for Valentine's Day as well.
Okay. The other thing that people will have noticed are the cats right at the front of the desk there. And one of them is waving. That's not just for decoration. There's a meaning to that.
There is. So it's waving in the good luck and good fortune for the new year. And a lot of like Asian business owners, they would actually place it in where the door is. So when we just come into the doorway and they have the lucky cat, and then it's like waving in the good fortune and waving in more business for the new year.
Okay, like there's an Irish tradition. Oh, thank you. I'm looking forward to this. There's an Irish tradition where on New Year's Eve, you open the back door to let the old year out, and then you open at midnight, you open your front door to let the new year in.
New year
so
in.
There's kind of like a similarity.
Yeah, well,
in that this is waving in good fortune.
Waving in the good fortine, then you have to close the back door so you keep the good fortune in.
Okay, can I try this?
Absolutely, please
Looking
do.
forward to this. It's the jasmine rice as well. Lovely. That is stunning. That is really, really lovely. Really gorgeous. Mm.
It's quite simple to make, right? Isn't
Simple
it?
to make, yeah. Yeah, well, we saw it just a couple of minutes. So, yeah, I'm on my way to the food trucks in 2 weeks' time.
Very good.
Good to see Eva Pound. Happy New Year again.
Thanks, Martin.
Full recipe details are on our website. You can find out more from Eva on asiamarket.ie. Now, after the break, I'd be scared for you. Yeah, we're looking at the red trend in fashion. See you in a minute.